Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. Today we meet again in microeconomic class. In this lecture, we are going to learn the topic titled Monopoly. Before we begin, let's have a look at the learning outcomes. We have 5 learning outcomes. The first one is define a monopoly and its characteristics. We have the second one, explain the price and output decision in a monopoly. The third one, explain and discuss the short run and long run equilibrium in a monopoly. The next one, discuss the price discrimination. And the last one is differentiate between perfect competition and monopoly. So, what is the monopoly? Monopoly is one of the imperfect market that we have. Monopoly means a market structure in which there is a single seller and a large number of buyers and selling a unique product in the market, as the product have no close substitutions and have high entry and exit barrier. Example of monopoly in Malaysia that we have are Tenaga Nasional Berhad and Telekom Malaysia. Next, we go through the characteristics of monopoly. We have 5 characteristics of monopoly. The first one seller and large number of buyers. Of course, the monopoly is a firm as well as an industry by itself. The next one, no close substitution. Monopoly firm would sell a product which has no close substitute. The third one, price maker. As we know, the perfect competition is a price taker, while the monopoly is a price maker since there is a one seller or producer and it has the market power to control over the price. The next one, restriction of entry of new firms. In a monopoly, there will be strict barriers to entry of new firms. A monopoly faces no competitors because of barriers to entry. The last one is advertising. Advertising in a monopoly market depends on the product sold. Why monopoly arise? The fundamental cause of monopoly is barriers to entry. Barriers to entry refer to restriction that prevents other sellers from entering into a market. We have 5 barriers to entry. The first one is control over raw material. A monopoly status can also maintain true control over the supply of raw material. The second one is patent and copyright. A patent is an exclusive right to the production of an innovative product. A copyright is an exclusive right to the author of a book or composer of a music or producer of a movie. The third one is cost of establishing an efficient plant. Natural monopoly exists when one firm can meet the entire market demand with lower price compared to 2 or more firms. And the last one is government franchises. The government will give exclusive rights to a firm to sell a certain goods and services in a certain area. Since there is only one producer in a monopoly, the firm's demand curve represents the industry's demand curve. The price elasticity of the demand curve facing a monopoly firm determines if the marginal revenue received by the monopoly is elastic demand or inelastic demand. This relationship is important for the profit maximizing production decision that involves equality between marginal revenue and marginal cost. It implies that a monopoly can only maximize profit in the elastic range of the demand curve. The relation between the price elasticity of demand and the marginal revenue curve indicates that a monopoly is only able to maximize profit by producing a quantity of output that falls in the elastic range of the demand curve. A monopoly cannot maximize profit in the inelastic range of demand because this involves negative marginal revenue, and by virtue of the profit maximizing equality between marginal revenue and marginal cost, it requires negative marginal cost, which is just not a realistic possibility. The curve shows the total revenue for a monopolist is related to the marginal revenue. When the marginal revenue is positive, the demand is elastic, where the price decreases and the total revenue will increase. If the marginal revenue is negative, the demand is inelastic because the price decline will cause the total revenue to fall. Finally, when marginal revenue is zero, demand is unitary elastic, means that the change in price does not change the total revenue is at its maximum. The table summarizes the relationship between marginal revenue, total revenue, and price elasticity of demand when the price falls. Profit maximization. How much should the monopoly firm choose to produce if it wants to maximize profit? We have two approaches to calculate the maximum profit. We have two approaches to calculate the maximum profit. The first one is total approach. Under the total approach, total profit equals total revenue minus total cost. In order to maximize total profit, you must maximize the difference between total revenue and the total cost. From the table, the maximum profit earned is 790 Malaysian ringgit. The curve below shows the information contained in the table where the vertical distance between total revenue and total cost at the output of 8 units gives the maximum profit of 120 Malaysian ringgit. So, the equilibrium occurs when the quantity is 8 units and the profit is 120 Malaysian ringgit. The second approach is marginal approach. To find the equilibrium level, the firm must compare the marginal revenue and marginal cost. A firm will maximize profit at a point where marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost. From the table, the marginal revenue equal to marginal cost at 8 units of output. It means that to achieve maximum profit, firm should produce until 8 units of product. The curve below shows the information contained in the table where the marginal revenue equals to marginal cost when the marginal cost curve intersects with the marginal revenue curve. Profit maximization in the short run. A monopolist's aim is to earn maximum profits or minimum losses. So, a monopolist will compare his marginal revenue to his marginal cost. In the short run, a monopolist firm can earn supernormal profit, normal profit, or subnormal profit. If a firm makes more than normal profit, it is called supernormal profit. Supernormal profit is also called economic profit, and it's earned when total revenue is greater than total cost. The curve shows a monopolist is in equilibrium at point F when marginal revenue equals to marginal cost. The equilibrium output is at point E, while point A shows the price the firm charges. In this situation, the firm is earning supernormal profits as shown by the shaded area A, B, C, and D. The second type of profit is normal profit, or break-even point is the profit earned by a monopolist when total revenue equals to the total cost. The curve shows a monopolist is in equilibrium at point F where marginal revenue equal to marginal cost. The equilibrium output is at point E, while point A shows the price the firm charges. In this situation, the firm is earning normal profit where price is point A and average cost is also at point A. In this situation, the firm is earning normal profit where price is at point A and average cost is also at point A. The last type of profit is subnormal profit or economic losses point, where the profit earned by a monopolist when total revenue less than total cost. The curve shows a monopolist is in equilibrium at point F where marginal revenue equals to marginal cost. The equilibrium output is at point E, while point A shows the price the firm charges. In this situation, the firm is earning subnormal profit as shown by the shaded area A, B, C, and D since average cost exceeds the average revenue. At the price of A, the firm will continue production since the price is higher than average variable cost. Now we go through the profit maximization in the long run. Long run is the time period in which the firm can adjust its input use in production. In the long run, all the factors of production are variable. A monopolist firm in the long run is also in equilibrium at point MR equal to MC. In the long run, all the factors of production are variable. A monopolist firm in the long run is also in equilibrium at a point marginal revenue equals to marginal cost. In the long run, a monopolist will only earn supernormal profit. A monopolist can make all necessary changes to cost as there are barriers for new firm to enter the market. The curve shows a monopolist is in equilibrium at point F where long run marginal revenue equals to long run marginal cost. The equilibrium output is at point E while point A shows the price the firm charges. In this situation, the firm is earning supernormal profit as shown by the shaded area A, B, C and D since average cost exceeds average revenue. As we know, in the monopoly we have price discrimination. Price discrimination refers to selling or charging of different prices by a firm to different buyers for the same product. Price discrimination allows a company to earn higher profits than standard of pricing because it allows firms to capture every last dollar of revenue available from each of its customers. There are 3 degrees of price discrimination. The first degree, alternatively known as perfect price discrimination, it occurs when a firm charges a different price for every unit consumed. The firm is able to charge the maximum possible price for each unit, which enables the firm to capture all available consumer surplus for itself. In practice, first degree discrimination is rare. Second degree price discrimination means charging a different price for different quantities, while the third degree price discrimination means charging a different price to different consumer groups. For example, in earlier topics we discussed perfect competition and its characteristic and also monopoly. In this section, we will compare monopoly and perfect competition. The table shows 6 bases of comparison between monopoly and perfect competition. That's the end of this chapter. Thank you again for watching, and in the next topic we will learn the topic of other imperfect market monopolistic. See you again next time.